In this video, we are going to take a look at the platform named Codewars that can help us in improving our problem solving abilities. And the way it does that is it gives us a lot of problem with different tastes that you can solve and see if your answer is right or wrong. So the first thing you need to do on the platform is to sign up if you have not signed up. So click on sign up, then it will give you an option of different languages that you can use to sign up on this platform. So say for example, here we are going to select JavaScript. As soon as you select JavaScript, it will give you a small problem that can figure out whether you understand JavaScript or not, and then you can sign up on the platform. And the problem is very basic. It's saying the code does not execute properly. Try to figure out why. So here we have a function called multiply that accepts two parameters a and b, and it is just saying a multiplied by b. The reason it is not working properly is because there is no return statement. So I'll just go ahead, add the return statement, and I'll click on submit. As soon as you do that, it will send a request, it will test the whole thing, and you'll see that the problem is solved. So here you will get an option of linking your GitHub account. But because I already linked it, it will not work here. I'll have to go on login. And again, I can click on sign in with GitHub, and then I'll be able to come to my dashboard. On this dashboard, you'll see different things. On the top right, you'll see your score and which KYU you are on. So KYU is a way for them to tell them like on what level you are in. So when you start, you always start with easiest level, and then you move on to next and next and next and going on better level and solving much more difficult problems. So to understand that, when you just hover over this, you'll get practice. So this is all you have to use most probably. So when you're in practice page, you'll see it shows some different filters like sort by, language, status, progress, and difficulty level. So difficulty level 8K by you is the easiest problem there is. And once you solve some problem on 8K by you become more confident, you can move to 7K by you, moving to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So 1 will have the toughest problem. So here, because we are starting right now, let's just go ahead and click on 8K by you because it will only show the problem that is on 8K by you. And you can also select a different languages, but most of the problems are accessible in different languages. As you can see here, that it is available in different languages like C, then you have like Clojure, Haskell, and many other languages that you can see here, but it also has JavaScript. That is what we need to solve it. So once you click on this, you can choose your problem in your own way, whatever you want to choose. So say for example, I'm just going from top to bottom and I see a problem like this. So when you're starting up, try to choose the simplest problem that you can solve. Don't get into a problem that is a lot more hard and you're going to spend all day trying to solve that problem. So start by the easiest problem. Say for example here, is n divisible by x and y? So it's like, it's easy, right? Like you can understand that you just have to use modulus operator or division operator here. So once you click on the problem, you will select the language, which language you want to solve in. If it is not by default selected JavaScript, choose that. And then you'll click on train, means you're going to train for this problem. And this is the layout that you'll get when you're trying to solve any problem. On the left hand side, you'll see the explanation of the problem, that is instructions and output. So to start with, you will just see the instruction. After reading this instruction, you will solve the problem here. And after that, you will click on test. And what is test? Is this section is testing your solution with different examples to see whether your solution is right or wrong. And then you have to click on attempt. So let's go ahead and start with the instruction. So here it says that create a function that checks if a number n is divisible by number x and number y. All input are positive, non-zero digits. So you have to just solve this problem for all the positive and non-zero digits, right? So say for example, say if n is 3, x is 1 and y is 3, it should return true because 3 is divisible by 1 and 3 is divisible by 3. So in this section, you can see 12 divisible by 2 and 12 divisible by 6. Means the remainder is 0 in both the cases. If you look at it here, it's 100 divisible by 5, remainder is 0. But when you say 100 divisible by 3, the remainder will be 1, and because of that, it will return false. So how will you think about solving this problem? So here you're getting three values, n, x and y, as you saw in the example. So after going through the instruction example, you can start solving this problem. So if I have to think about the problem, I will think of it in way of using modulus operator. So I'll say if n modulus x is equal to 0 and why and? Because and returns first falsy value. If both of these will be true, then it will be easier for us to think about, right? In the first section only we learned about and operator. So again, I'll say n modulus y is equal to 0. If this is the case, you have to return true. So all you have to do is to just write return in front of it. If this will be true and this will be true, it will always, so and operator looks for first falsy value, but if it will not get any falsy value, it will return the last truthy value, right? So that is what is going to happen. So I'm just going to put this solution. Your solution will be very different than this, and that's totally fine. Don't overcomplicate it in terms of trying to make it shorter or trying to make it like more optimized or something. When you're starting up with problem solving, just go ahead and try to solve the problem. That's all. If it is taking 10 lines to solve it, please, no problem with that. Now, after solving the problem, I'll go ahead and click on the test button. So test is your solution will be going through these different tests here, right? And then you will see the result of that. And it is saying that you have passed all the tests. What if you don't pass the test? What will happen? So for example, I use here something like OR operator. Will it work? Maybe it will not with the example. And you can see here that test passed is 0 and failed is 1. It means that our solution is not right and we are getting this error. How to read this error? So try to understand this here. It's saying like expected true to be equal false. It means that the function should have returned true, but instead it returned false. And how can true be equal to false? It's not possible. And that's the reason you're getting this error. So now what will happen is like I'll fix the problem again and click on test. So first test that you do is going to be the basic test coming from here. That is going to be a simple test. But as soon as after clicking on test, you can see that attempt button is active and you can click on this now. As soon as you click on attempt, it is going to do lot of random tests. As you can see here, testing for 40 random tests, right? In the starting, it was only doing 2 tests, but now it is doing 40 tests. So to check your solution, whether it is robust or not with different situations. And once you're done with that, you can click on submit. And as soon as you click on submit, this is where I feel the most important things are going to happen. What do I mean by that? Is the problem that you solve has been solved by many other users. Like say here, you can see that 91% of 7,562 people have solved this problem. So you can see all the solutions here. So one of the solution is from the guy who has got maximum based practice here. Similarly, you can go and see different solutions. And the best way I think about these problems is like once you solve the problem, go through different problems here and see, oh, I could have solved it using this. So looking at different solution of the same problem will teach you different way of thinking. And I feel this is the best way to learn is once you solve the problem, go through some of the solutions here and see what you can learn from them. So one other thing that a lot of people face problem with is like once you see the solution, you feel like, oh, this is like you feel like this is the best solution or something because it is so small. It doesn't need to be like that. Like Some solution that is small is very tricky to understand, and you don't need to spend that time in understanding those tricky problems. Just go through it, see the best practices or different way of solving the same problem, learn from it, and then you can move to the next. So there are two ways of moving to the next. And before that, one more thing I can tell you is, like, once you solve the problem, you'll get extra points. Like right now, I must have got 1 point. I didn't see it, and but you can get that. And here you can also like rate it by saying how satisfied you are with this kata. You can be like, oh, I'm somewhat satisfied, and you can see you'll get 1 point for that also. So this is what a problem solving looks like on Codewars. Once you're done with this, you can move to the next kata by clicking on next kata. So once you click on next kata, it can give you 8 KYU problem, or it can give you 6 KYU problem, or 5 or 4 or something. It's like their own way of doing it. And because I'm already on higher KYU, they will give me a higher KYU problem. So for you guys, I think the best way to do that is always like try solving 8 KYU problem as much as you can, because the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And once you are like very efficient in solving 8 KYU problem, then move on to 7 KYU problem, and then 6 KYU problem, and different things there. Another thing that I can also see that you can use a lot is using collections. So collections are set of problems like 10 problems, 20 problems, 100 problems of certain topics. So here you can see 26 problems about recursion, dynamic programming, and so many other stuff. But which one do you need, right? So say for example, you need to practice about basic function. So you can search for function and see if there is any collection regarding function or not. So you can see that there is some function thing, and maybe it is going to be easy or not, but all of these problems are 8 KYU. It means that it is going to be easy. So you can just go through the problems from here. So in this way, you'll figure out more problems to solve. How do you do that? By going through collections or by going through katas. Means that's the way to do it. And one suggestion I would give you is, like, from now onwards, try to solve couple of problems every day. Means half an hour on Codewars every day you should spend, and try to enjoy the process of solving problems. Once you start enjoying that, you will spend a lot of time here, and your problem solving abilities will become really, really good, because this is not something that you will be able to learn in 1 day or 2 day or 1 month. It takes a lot of time, because it's about training your mind to think in certain ways when you're trying to solve problems, because when you're going for job interviews and stuff, this is going to be the biggest challenge for you. So keep that in mind and try to solve 1 or 2 problems every day.